Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into something absolutely crucial. We're going to be unpacking a phenomenal 13-part series from Chakra AI Solutions. So, if your business is growing way faster than your actual ability to manage the chaos, well, you're exactly where you need to be. We're exploring a massive paradigm shift today. We are talking about moving away from that endless cycle of buying shiny new software tools and actually shifting toward building a real, lasting operational architecture.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap to true operational clarity. Because remember, the map always comes before the tool. We'll cover medicine, not a diet. Then, software is a container. After that, the missing operating system. Next, AI changes the economics. Then capability over dependency. And finally, booking your clarity diagnostic.
Section 1. Medicine, not a diet.
So, if you're running a growing professional or field services firm, say somewhere between 10 and 150 employees, I'm willing to bet your operational complexity has completely outpaced your visibility. I want you to honestly ask yourself right now, what happens if your top consultant or your key operations person just disappears tomorrow? Like poof, gone. Imagine the absolute chaos if the one single person holding all of your process exceptions, the workarounds, the historical context, if they just vanished. That right there, that is the severe danger of relying on tribal knowledge.
And this brilliantly illustrates the problem. See, most businesses try to fix this chaos with consulting that basically acts like a crash diet. It only works as long as you're actively paying for it. You're essentially buying a subscription to someone else's clarity, right? And that creates a massive dependency, not to mention a never-ending, really expensive retainer. But good consulting acts like medicine. It diagnoses the actual underlying condition, treats it by building internal capability, and then, crucially, it steps back. It gets out of the way so your business actually becomes completely self-sufficient.
Section 2. Software is a container. This brings us directly to a huge myth that so many small and mid-sized businesses fall for. It's this belief that slapping a new app onto the business will somehow automatically fix all the operational dysfunction. I mean, think about it. Why didn't that last CRM work out, or that scheduling tool, or the project management tool before that? You go out, you evaluate tools, you sit through endless demos, you pay for the subscriptions, and then 6 months later, literally nobody on the team is actually using them correctly. You're just endlessly churning through software.
So the crucial point is this absolute, undeniable truth. Software is just a container. Sure, it can hold a process, but it absolutely cannot create one out of thin air. Look, if your pipeline is a total mess before you buy a CRM, you are literally just going to end up with a very expensive, messy CRM. Tools only expose your architectural problems. They do not solve them for you.
Section 3. The missing operating system. Okay, so if the software itself isn't the root of the problem, what actually is? Well, what's missing is an operating system. And to be clear, in this context, an operating system is the shared understanding of how decisions get made. It's knowing exactly who owns the outcomes, what the workflows are, and exactly how exceptions are handled. It is not a piece of software. Large enterprise organizations deliberately build these invisible structures so they are never dependent on a single hero to keep things running. But small businesses, they usually just rely on a few key people carrying it all on their shoulders.
You see, the quality of your technology decision is strictly 100% limited by the quality of your problem definition. If you go in with a vague problem like, oh, our scheduling is a mess, well, you're going to get a vague, totally unhelpful solution. But if you identify a clear problem, something like our account managers spend 40 minutes post-call writing notes, which is causing inconsistency and client churn, now you have a clear target. This proves exactly why operational clarity absolutely must precede any technology selection. And never forget, presence is not progress. Just having a consultant sitting in the room actively managing around your operational dysfunction, well, it might feel safe in the moment, but you're really just renting clarity. And renting clarity keeps your business completely stuck in a dangerous loop of dependency. You aren't actually fixing the underlying operating system, you're just paying someone else to manually hold the whole shebang together.
Section 4. AI changes the economics.
Now, this is the major aha moment of the entire 13-part series. We are pivoting right here from business philosophy to the massive economic shift that modern AI enables for smaller operations. Consider these 4 core disciplines of enterprise revenue operations: pipeline visibility, customer health, process documentation, and connected reporting. Historically, having these required massive budgets and fully dedicated teams. But AI? AI has fundamentally changed the economics of this. What used to take an entire department can now be structured into AI-assisted operating systems. It makes enterprise-level visibility totally affordable, even for a 20-person shop. It's a real game changer.
And there is a core truth underpinning all of this. AI readiness is not technical readiness. It is operational readiness. Let me repeat that because it's so important. AI readiness is operational readiness. You really don't need a massive, expensive IT department to adopt AI successfully. What you actually need is the discipline to clearly define your workflows, document your processes, and define your problems first. If you have that operational clarity, you are completely ready for AI.
Section 5. Capability over dependency. So what does this all mean practically? Let's move to Chakra and see how this builds out the actual solution to stop renting clarity. Chakra uses an exact 3-step methodology to transfer this capability directly into your business. First step is diagnosis. This means creating a business energy and clarity architecture map before you even touch a single tool. Then comes treatment, which is actively building out that architecture and those workflows. And finally, sustaining. This is where you transfer the capability permanently into the business through an AI workbench.
We really need to define that AI workbench because it's absolutely vital to this whole process. Think of it as a totally private AI environment that is fully loaded with your specific business's customers, your contracts, your history, and your context. It literally holds all that deep institutional knowledge that a consultant used to carry around in their head. I want to be super clear. This is not just some generic chatbot. No way. It's a highly structured system that knows your business the exact same way your absolute best people know it.
As you'll see, the results of building this architecture are just completely transformative. By month 12, your processes are fully documented, all that customer context is instantly accessible, and your historical decisions are totally searchable. Even the weird exceptions are built right into the system. The business finally achieves true self-sufficiency. Your institutional knowledge actually compounds over time, and the best part, you never need to pay an expensive retainer just to keep the lights on.
Section 6. Book your clarity diagnostic. Wow, we have covered a ton of ground summarizing this 13-part series today. And now, it's time to take a step back and really reflect on your own operation. Are you ready to stop renting clarity and finally start owning it? Because if you were tired of the endless software churn, the over-reliance on tribal knowledge, and feeling totally stuck in that retainer trap, you need to map your business before you schedule even one more software demo. So, here's what you should take away from this. Book a clarity diagnostic with Chakra AI Solutions to uncover your gaps and start building your real architecture. Open your third eye and operate with clarity. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I truly hope it changes the way you look at your operations forever.